Thanks a lot, Mrs. Monzoni, for being with us today. And the floor is yours now. Thank you.
Thank you. Bonjour. Thanks a lot for letting me speak in English, and welcome. Small correction. I would love to be head of unit. I am just a team leader in a team of 10 very motivated people, and we work on bringing Erasmus Plus closer to higher education institutions and universities, so that we can translate the policy priorities of the European Union into funding instruments that you can make good use of. Thank you for having me here. Can I check, is the presentation visible to you? Do you see it very well?
Yeah, maybe if you can put it.
I get.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. No, it's perfect.
It's fine. Okay, great. So here is my presentation is about the context of why Erasmus Plus, what does it support, and what does it contribute to you. If among you there are still some that are thinking, oh, this is too difficult, there's a lot of bureaucracy, I'm not getting much money out of it, where do I find my partners, what should I propose, how do I write a project? I hope that after my presentation and after today's speakers, you will be encouraged and you will be convinced that it's worth your time and your effort. So why Erasmus Plus? What is it? What does it do? Well, the big vision that the European Commission has set forward is that by 2025, which is not that long, we will kind of cut down borders for education in between the different countries and different higher education institutions. And that by financing project and mobility of higher education students and staff and administrative staff, we will slowly make it very easy, or a lot easier, for people to move between different universities across Europe to make best use of what these universities have to offer. And I don't just mean research universities, I also mean higher vocational schools and all types of higher education institutions that Europe is proud to have. And in order to reach this European education area where it's easy to move and do research across borders, there are certain barriers that have to be broken down. And one of the big ones is there needs to be automatic recognition of qualifications across borders. There need to be European qualifications, such as potentially a European degree one day. Legal statutes for universities across borders to have be capable of employing staff together, and so on. And this is what we are currently working on at European level to achieve this. This is the big picture, let's say, that we're working towards. And within this big picture for higher education, specifically, there are some priorities that the Erasmus Plus program would like to foster and encourage, and has set a direction in these policy documents that you see here on the screen, which I invite you to read afterwards. It's a lot, but it will give you a sense of what direction the Erasmus Plus funding goes into, and what kind of project it is financing. And I will help you by breaking it down into, let's say, 6 big areas for you. So the first big area that Erasmus Plus wants to finances in higher education is the interconnectedness, very simply, interconnectedness between institutions. What does it mean? It means that projects are financed which propose to test innovative ways for institutions and businesses and vocational schools to work together. So that means exploring how we can recognize each other's ECTS credits or other credits, exploring how together we can make decisions or how we can together cooperate with businesses so that our students get the best possible, most relevant education, or how do we together maybe learn from each other on how to create curriculum, and how to upgrade or modernize our teaching methods and so on. So different models of cooperation that can be inspired by Bologna tools and by the Council recommendation on automatic recognition of qualifications. The second one is maybe easier to understand. It's innovation. Sometimes within the national context, it's not easy to find room for innovation, but when a European project is won, that is an opportunity for universities and higher education institutions to test more innovative ways of teaching and learning. And here we mean short courses, modular courses, flexible learning, so students can pick and choose which parts of the curriculum they can listen to and attend. What we call micro credentials, which are also short credentials that can be added up into a degree. Transdisciplinary courses where several parts of the faculty come together and create a new course. And here you see also STEM and STEAM. It is this innovation of the scientific natural science fields to add a more artsy element to them. So everything that goes a bit beyond the regular teaching and that where you can, through a partnership with other universities, bring innovation to your institution is very much in line with the ideas of the Erasmus+. The third big block is inclusion. So higher education is still very far from being a reflection of the diversity of the society. And here Erasmus Plus really wants to be a catalyst for more inclusion, increase access of people of all kinds, including also refugees, to higher education, and also increase retention and completion. So we foster international cooperation that finds ways of achieving this. Also gender balance at all levels. So that includes also management and high management at higher education. If there are projects that support, women in high management positions or among certain research areas that are typically very male dominated, this is something Erasmus Plus would very much support. And civic engagement is one that is becoming more popular, which is just a way to call something that probably many of you are doing already, which is the connection with the local and the regional authority, society, getting students involved in projects, students and staff involved in projects that contribute to solving certain social issues in the area and so on. So all of these kind of projects are very much supported through Erasmus+. The next three big areas are the following. Excellence here refers to rewarding excellent teaching or excellent research. So projects that find ways to valorize excellent teaching, for instance. We know that still in the majority of European countries, it's excellent research that gets you promoted as a staff, as a professor. And we want to redress this balance with Erasmus Plus and find ways of rewarding excellent pedagogues, excellent didactics, excellent ways of transmitting to students the latest research. This excellent also means fostering the entrepreneurial skills of students and giving opportunities to students to create startups, to create hubs, innovation hubs, and to valorize what they have learned and done at university and create a business product out of it. So this is also included in this big priority. Then we have the sustainability. This is really the latest, most most attractive and most popular area. It's in line with the overall Commission Green Deal priority, which is aiming to create a more green continent, let's say, as soon as possible. And here the role of higher education is really big. We are promoting a whole institution approach to environmental sustainability, meaning that every aspect of the life in a university, in a higher education institution, should be made more green, from architecture and building design to processes, administrative processes, but also other processes at a university. We're thinking of recycling, using less paper, using less water, using less resources, to education itself. So infusing all the curricula with this element of environmental sustainability in order for students to come out of university being more environmentally aware and having more green skills. So we are definitely big on financing projects that go in that direction. And finally, digitalization. It's something that we cannot escape, and the COVID pandemic has really made it obvious that universities have to improve. Well, they did an amazing job in the pandemic, but that many members of staff have to improve their digital skills, that improve their tools, that we have to think more about data protection, about data, and so on. So the digital transformation is also something that Erasmus Plus very much supports. And part of this is also getting better data on your students. Where do they come from? Where do they go after university? So that you can use these messages to improve your educational offer and your studies. So I hope this is not an overload of information. All of this is in more detail worked out in the documents I quoted at the beginning, and you can get inspired by reading those in more detail. Now, Erasmus Plus is 70% mobility, but also 30% cooperation projects. And your day-to-day is dedicated to those cooperation projects and understanding what kind of types of cooperation you can build. And I just want to, I won't go into detail, but I want to run through certain possibilities with you that I think would be interesting for you. But in order to enter into the Erasmus Plus program, every institution that takes part has to first go through an application for the Erasmus Charter for Higher Education. And here the institution has to commit to being digitalized, environmentally friendly, commit to inclusion, and commit to civic engagement. These are this is kind of a pledge and your entrance ticket for taking advantage of the cooperation projects. And once that part is done, there are many opportunities to use, and I will go through some of them. And here you will see that there is a let's say a progression depending on how ambitious you want to be, from the mobility projects. Now it's not showing. Let me. Yes, from the mobility projects, which require the least level of integration between partners, to cooperation partnerships, where partners have to have a discussion on a bit of like what is their vision. Do they have the same goals, the same interests, the same ways of working? And they have to have, let's say, a low level of ambition that is joint. Then if there is a more interest for being more ambitious, then the partnerships for innovation are the more appropriate option for the partners. And then if there's even more level of ambition, there is the idea of joint programs, joint degrees, maybe double degrees, multiple degrees. Then there are these options of Erasmus Mundus or European universities. So think of it as on a scale from low to high long-term strategy, and from low to high ambition. But for newcomers, I also wanted to say that this new program 2021-2027 offers smaller, less ambitious steps forward that you could start with, such as international mobility projects for with partners a bit outside of the EU, outside of the program countries, or what we call blended intensive programs, which are short-term courses that take part half physically and half virtually for a short amount of time, where up to 3 partners team up to organize a course for a minimum of 15 students on a multidisciplinary topic, and that ends with at least 3 ECTS at the end. So there are ways to start slow and then go to the more ambitious cooperation partnerships. The aim of the partnerships for cooperation, which have to see a minimum of 3 partners, is to increase the quality of your work, to build your capacity, to create better links between what you're doing at university and the policy, to have some tangible results like curriculum or brochures or study programs or websites or IT tools that you can really use after the project end. And we have introduced some more flexible project structure and simplified terminology for newcomers to find it easier to apply for them. And then for the more ambitious universities among you, there are the more long-term, large-scale projects with businesses that you see here, Partnerships for Innovation. For those who want to create joint programs, there is the Erasmus Mundus, and those who want to attract international students. And finally, there's the European universities that are the most ambitious that I won't go into, big alliances for long term. And I will finish now, Virginie, I think it's towards the end, by just giving you this quote from an Erasmus impact study from 2019 that found that 80% of universities who took part in Erasmus Plus became more digital, more inclusive, and more connected to the labor market thanks to their participation in the Erasmus Plus cooperation projects. And 2/3 of the respondents in this survey found that their participation in Erasmus Plus contributed to better social inclusion and better non-discrimination in their environment. So to get ideas for your projects, please go and visit the Erasmus Plus project results platform. You can search by type of institution, by country, by type of product, type of result, and hopefully get inspired for your own projects. And we are always available on our latest news on Facebook and on Twitter of the Erasmus Plus community. So there you can follow what is happening and hopefully get ideas for your projects. Hope that was useful. Let me know if you want to know more and have a very productive day. Thank you very much.